It looks very, very golfy. They've got rid of fake exhausts. It is massive. Bigger is better, right? For a start, look how easy that was. That is because the doors open so wide. The VW Golf, when it comes to driving, should be really, really nice. Welcome back to the Vertu YouTube channel. Now, VW days make me nervous because, quite frankly, a VW driver is like a different species. They love their car more than their own mother. Bit of an exaggeration, but perhaps not. And the staple of the VW line is the VW Golf. We have a 2025 plate R line here. Is it still the driver's hatchback? Is it good for families? Well, stick with me and we'll find out. First of all, let's talk about the design of the new Golf. Well, it's not that different to the old model, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is the old saying. Basically, we've got some new LEDs on here. Again, you'd have to be a detective to spot the difference, but I think it looks really, really nice. On some trims, you get a light bar across, which means at night it looks really cool. That's all I'd say about that. We've got the air intakes at the front, and then we've got these little boxes here that help with your auto driving, which I'll come to in a moment when we're driving. Let's go round to the back and show you some slight design features. But again, it's just a really nice looking Golf. But let's go to the back and show you. Come on. Not much has changed since the outgoing model, but it looks very, very golfy, looks very nice. We've got some different lights there, a slightly different design. The rear bumper, again, you can have some changes to the height of it. If you've got sports suspension, it's 15mm lower and all that sort of stuff. I'll go through that when we're driving. But there is a cool little feature. Come closer, come closer, come closer. When we put it in reverse, the camera pops out. Now that is a really cool thing. Thank you for putting it in reverse. That is a really cool thing because when you're driving around, your camera isn't getting all mucky and dirty. It's tucked away. You like that, cameraman, didn't you? You nodded. Good. It's tucked away, hidden behind the VW badge. Little things like that make me very, very happy. Now you can go back, you can go back, you can go back, you can go back. And you know what they've done? They've got rid of fake exhausts, which makes lots of driving enthusiasts really, really happy. I'm a bit agnostic with it all, but VW have got rid of fake exhausts, so if you're a true driver, you should be happy. Should we go on the inside? And finally, before we go inside, I forgot to talk about wheels. Most trims come with 16s, but then you can get 18s, and this is what this has got, the R line, which is the TSI 150 brake horsepower. Love the wheels, I really like them. Inside the Golf we go, and do we expect nothing else but pure beauty? Well, no, we don't. We don't. It's a Golf. It's really, really nice. Right, let's start off. Is there any hard plastic? And no, there is not, because I've already been in here. There is nothing but squidge. Squidge test. And look, there's not even any hard plastic around here. Build quality is very, very good. We've got a little bit of a carbon effect. Carbon effect here as well to go with the squidge. So I'm pretty pleased with all of that. But this is where the Golf starts to show off on the inside. Let's talk about the seats first of all. R-line seats. Half Alcantara, half leather, but then we've got a bit of check. And we all know what check means on a VW, don't we? Yeah, it is a little bit of a nod to the GTI, isn't it? The GTI with the check seats, they've got a little bit of that in the R-Line seats here, which is the sports seats, which I really, really like. Right, let's talk about the infotainment system, because this is where they show off. It's massive. It is massive. Bigger is better, right? Because it's bigger. I stole that off Tom Ingram, the British Touring Car Champion for Team Vertu. Right, this is a huge infotainment system, and good news, VW lovers, it comes on the Golf as standard. You haven't got to get an upgraded trim like we have here, the R-Line. It comes as standard, and it is very, very good indeed. I've also got a digital display here, my driver digital display, again, as standard, and again, very HD, nothing old or old-fashioned when it comes to this particular infotainment system and dash setup. Other things that they have done that has pleased me. Right, okay, I've got a nice digital dash here that can be controlled, but I've got buttons back. Buttons on my steering wheel. On the outgoing model, they were sort of touch-sensitive buttons, where you sort of rub your thumb over them and things happen. No, just give me a button that I can press, and I can go, oh, what have I done? Oh, that's perfect. That's what I want. Whilst I'm pleased that they brought simplicity back here on the steering wheel, I am a little bit disappointed because I've lost my buttons for my climate control. That's all I want. Just some buttons beneath the infotainment system so I can have it here. However, I've got it now here on this little bar, a little touchpad. Look, I press the red and it goes up, and then I press the blue and it goes down. I can slide up, down the volume of the radio, and it's a little bit of a slidey, touchpaddy thingy. I prefer just some buttons as well as the infotainment system. So, you know, some people are going to absolutely love that. I'm just a man of simple pleasures. Another couple of things in this R-Line specifically here that we picked up from Vertu is heated steering wheel, and it is very sporty. I've got R staring at me. I've got a little bit of a flat bottom, so I'm loving the steering wheel and the fact that it's heated on a cold day like this is when you need it. Also, something I'm loving, we're very aware that there are charging pads in cars now. That's not a new thing. However, when you put it there, there's some little vents here that are designed to keep your phone cool. Because sometimes you ever charge your phone in a car and it is red hot when you pick it up. That is not a problem here in the Golf. Well thought of there, VW. I really, really like that. And now we need to discuss storage. And you know I take this very seriously. I sort of crawl through the front. Let's do that again. We're ready to test storage with cameraman's wallet, cameraman's keys, my bottle of water, and cameraman's bottle of water. Here we go. Right, okay, door bins to start. Does it fit water? It does. It also fits keys. One thing about the door bin, it goes through all the way to here, which is an odd one. So if you've driven around and your keys have gone right back in there, you'd be forgiven just looking in this part. There's a secret compartment back here. I'm worried that people are going to lose stuff in this part of the door. That is a concern of mine, but it's a very big door bin, and it's got a little lining in there to stop rattling around with the hard plastic. So I really like that. That's good. Let's come through. As I've mentioned, the charging pad is there, so that's another place you can put your, if you're not charging your phone. Also, you can get wired up there, charge it via the wire as well, and connect via wire as well as wireless. Right, okay, what else have we got here? There we go. We've got a spot there for your bottle of water, and another one fits in there next to it. Also, you can put keys in there and whatnot. We've got a 12-volt charging point as well there. Also, worth mentioning with the little cup holders, you've got an adjustable cup holder. So if you've got a smaller bottle and it needs to be held in place, you can press that and it comes out. There we go. then you can just tuck it away there. But I like that. I like the fact that I can put a smaller cup in there and it doesn't rattle around. So yeah, I like that option. Let's put that there. What's this? This moves forward as well. Look, I think, there we go. It's an armrest that moves forward. So if you haven't got anything in there, but goes back, so you're not hampered. We did one of these the other week where that was just there, fixed. And I was like, how do I get my second bottle in? Right, okay. Is this big? It's not made for bottles. That's made for bottles. It's made for keys though, and wallets. Oh, that's a big wallet. That's a big wallet you got in there. Right, okay, there we go. So that's good. I mean, it's not huge, not massively deep. You'd expect deeper, I suppose, but it's good enough. It's good enough. What else have we got here? We've got a glove box. Lots of room in a glove box. How many bottles can we fit in there? Let's have a little look. Can we fit them in? No, we can. I didn't think it was going to go, but we can. 2 bottles in there, and we've obviously got another big door bin there as well. Anything else I'm missing? No. I think we're good for storage in the VW. It's on par. It's good. If you have a family, we need to see if the VW is good for a child seat. Now, for a start, look how easy that was. That is because the doors open so wide. Almost right angle, almost as good as the Qashqai. If you go look at that video, you'll see that they open pretty much 90 degrees, but that is very, very good. Now, in terms of room, I'd say not a massive amount of room, but you've got enough. The ISOFIX points obviously on show there, just hidden by a little bit of a clip. But also worth mentioning, there's a little bit of storage back here for iPads and sweets and anything that this child might want, and it is reachable as well. A couple more things that I love about this Golf and makes it quite the family option is the seats are leather back here, very easy to clean. Obviously I've mentioned the storage bits there, but there's another couple of little pockets in here, great for putting little bits on there to entertain them, but also great for storage as well, well worth mentioning. There's also a couple of charging points here, USB-C charging points, and we've also got climate control in the back as well. So they have thought about families. This could be the family hatchback option, the VW Golf. Okay, imagine this is a baby seat instead of a toddler seat, because there is ISOFIX here, very easy to access at the front, and switching the airbag off, easy as putting your key in here, turning it, and that is off to keep this little one safe. Boot space, my favourite subject. Right, we have 361 litres of boot space, which is more than the A-Class and more than a Toyota Corolla. However, there are hatchbacks with bigger boot spaces. So it's middle of the range, what can I say? So we've got the parcel shelf there. Right, we've got a little bit more room. Good news is, a bit of load, well, no load lip actually. No load lip there, very, very flat. I'm very pleased with that. And then I can lift it up and I've got more room under there. The hybrid version, there is a big battery there. So you actually lose about 100 litres of boot space with the hybrid. There we go, lots of room in the boot, and also there's a little thing here which I'm really pleased about. These little bits, little pushy bits. I'll pop that up. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I'm pleased. We all are. I mean, there's only 3 of us here, but that is a cool little feature. Just leaves it there. So load more stuff in, then I'll put my little floor down. Love that. Right, okay, let's put the seats down. We've got a nice little lever. And the good news is with this, it goes down pretty much flat. So when you're loading bits like that, say it's really heavy, nice and easy to pop that in, isn't it? Very, very easy. So there we go. We're looking pretty good for a VW Golf minivan. As if by magic, I have some suitcases. Right, the big one goes in. The second big one goes in. and then this goes in down there. So there you go, there's your 361 litres. Parcel shelf is going to have to be removed. There's not a lot of room for hand luggage, but a buggy will go in there, no problem, and lots of other stuff. It's adequate and good enough. Back seats of the Golf R-Line. Okay, let's get in. For a start, I've got some privacy glass. I like it. Right, I've got the same as I've got a bit of cloth and half Alcantara leather seats. So that is a theme through the back. And not got a lot of room, but it's enough. It's absolutely enough, as you'd expect. And I've got a lot of headroom, which is really good. Okay. Down I've got an armrest, and then I've got some cup holders there, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, hold on a sec, there we go, I can get through to the boot, or you can load stuff through. That is a nice touch as well, not something you get in all hatchbacks. So there we go. So it is quite spacious, and I'd say 3 adults across the back is going to be a little bit tight, but it's doable. It's not an SUV, what do you expect? But Golf, they build their cars on the inside very, very well. Let's drive the thing. Okay, the VW Golf, when it comes to driving, should be really, really nice. Well, let's talk about seat position first of all. It is so comfortable. These R-Line seats hug you a little bit. They're obviously the sports seats, and getting miles in this thing is not going to be a problem. As we tackle the rain, this car is very, very capable at handling a country road or racking up the motorway miles. Worth mentioning, this is the 1.5 litre petrol engine that gives off 150 brake horsepower. This is the R-Line. There are some other engine options, 115 brake horsepower. There is the hybrid option that gives you 204 brake horsepower, and then there is an actual option that gives you around about 270 brake horsepower, so lots and lots of power there. We do think though the 150 brake horsepower 1.5 litre petrol 6-speed manual is absolutely ideal for town driving and very, very good on the motorway. Of course, maybe we'd all prefer an auto on the motorway, but this is absolutely perfect running around these country lanes here as we are. It's a little bit wet out, but I am not in danger at all because the handling of this thing is fantastic. In terms of economy, this Golf gives you around about sort of late 40s in terms of miles per gallon. You can put it into eco mode to help you. Now I've got 4 driving modes. Obviously I've got my comfort mode, eco, and I've got sports and individual. Now if I whack it into sports, what happens to my car? Now let's have a little look. Not a great deal, I'd say, in terms of performance. There is obviously a GTI, there's a Golf R, that if you want to go hell for leather, put your foot down and really impress, then maybe go for one of those options. This particular option, the R-Line, really looks the part on the inside and the outside, but won't necessarily set the world alight in terms of 0 to 60s and speed when put it in sport mode. Now I've referred to the Golf as the driver's hatchback because it is really fun to drive. It is so much fun, especially in the manual, because it does get off the line very, very quickly, whether in sport or comfort mode. It really doesn't matter. Something that helps that smoother ride is all Golfs are fitted with a multi-link suspension. That just helps that smoother ride when throwing it round a country lane or two. So that's worth noting on this 2025 Golf R-Line that we have. Just to harp on about the comfort a little bit more, as well as the seats and the drive position, visibility is fantastic, and it needs to be in weather like this. Driving around town, I've got a little window here that helps me when getting around corners, etc. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the visibility. It's better than some other hatchbacks that are out there on the market. Also, in terms of town driving and spinning it around when you need to, turning circle is 11.1. That is less than the Focus. The Focus is better in regards to that, but it is better than lots of others. So again, middle of the range when it comes to that. So in summary, this Golf does exactly what you want it to do. It's fantastic for handling, fantastic in terms of visibility, fantastic for comfort. Shall I say fantastic some more? It is really, really good. And to be honest, it's exactly how I thought a Golf would be. It's got such a good reputation, so why would the latest model be any different? We've mentioned bits about the design that are a little bit different, but with this infotainment system and the drive being so good, as a family hatchback, the Golf should be right up there when considering your options. The VW Golf is a great option as a family car. It also has a bit of bite to it for those without families just looking for a very, very nice car. I'm getting really wet and I want to get back in and drive it. So like, subscribe, and remember, if you're looking for a Golf, get in contact with Vertu right away and they'll sort you one out. See you soon. God, it's so wet.